Good morning, class.
Good morning, sir.
I'm sure you are good. Okay, all right. Those who are new here, my name is Prosper Bankwa. I'm the SAT tutor in charge of English language. I'll be taking you through the scopes of our English part. SAT is in two dimensions, the English and then the mathematics. Now, today we'll be looking at transitions. Transitions. I'm sure this is the first time some of you are hearing the word transitions. I'm equally aware that some of you had learned before coming.
Yes, sir.
When we say transitions, what comes into mind? Yes. Transitions are words that connect ideas. That's brilliant. Who else? They also connect paragraphs. Now, we've realized that transitions are ideas or words that actually connect paragraphs. They equally connect statements. There are a lot of transitions. There are types of transitions. When we say types of transitions, there are threefold. I want you to help me with the types of transitions. The first one, what do you think it is? Yes.
Continue.
So we have continua. Yes. Who else? Ajiman. Come again. Cause and effect. Yes. Who else? Yes. Godfred. Contradictors. So these are the three types of transitions. We have the continuous, we have the cause and effect, and then we have the contradictors. When we say contradictors, what do we mean when we say contradictors? When you hear the word contradictors, there's a contradiction between this and that. What do you mean? Yes. Ofori.
So it indicates that two sentences are expressing different ideas.
It indicates that two sentences are expressing different ideas. That's brilliant. Can you help us with some example of transitions which are termed contradictors?
Okay, so there we have words like alternatively, although, but conversely, despite, and so.
Okay, so all these are contradictors. Now let's look at the second one, which is the cause and effect. Who can help us with the cause and effect? Cause and effect. Yes, Godfred.
Examples are according as a result and since so.
Okay, all right. Now we have continuous. When we say continuous, what are they?
So they indicate that two sentences are expressing similar ideas.
They indicate that two sentences are expressing similar ideas. What are examples of some of the continuous?
We have also
Also,
and furthermore, in addition, moreover, and then the rest.
all right, all right. So there are a lot of them in the. If you look at the PDFs you have right in front of you, you realize that there are a chunk of these words that denote either a continua, a cause and effect, or contradictors. Now, we want to use some of these in a typical example of an SAT question where we would be able to answer and then get them either right or wrong. Ernestina, can you help us with the reading of our first example?
Example 1. Conditions in the interior of Antarctica are inhospitable to many forms of life. Sub-zero temperatures, high winds, and extreme dryness make it impossible for most animals to survive. The Antarctica Peninsula and the surrounding islands have relatively mild temperatures and liquid water, allowing many species to thrive there. Which choice completes the text with the most logical transition? A. Therefore. B. For instance. C. Indeed. D. In contrast.
All right. Now, when you look at this statement, or if you look at this paragraph, what will you be able to classify it under? Will it be a continua? Will it be a cause and effect or a contradictor? Let's take it. Yes, Ukasha. Contradictor. So if it's going to be a contradictor, and look at which of them is a contradictor. A, we have therefore. B, for instance. C, indeed. And then D, we have in contrast. So which of them would be a contradictor? All right. So D is the answer, in contrast. Now let's look at the next example. The next example. The next example. The next example would be read by K.
For the second example, conditions in the interior of Antarctica are inhospitable to many forms of life. Sub-zero temperatures, high winds, and extreme dryness make it impossible for most animals to survive. The Antarctic Peninsula and the surrounding islands have relatively mild temperatures and liquid water, allowing many species to thrive there. Which choice completes the text with the most logical transition? A. Still. B. For example. C. However. D. In other words.
Now, if we look at this set of questions, it comes in the same format. But let me ask, do you think the passage falls under a continua, cause and effect, or contradictors? Will it be a continua? Will it be a cause and effect, or contradictors? Yes, Princess. Continua. Now, if we look at the options in there, which of them would be a continua?
It's a contradictor.
Okay, so which of them would be, which of the words would be the contradictor? However, thank you. Now let's take another one, quite a challenging one. We would ask Princess to read it for us.
Despite the sub-zero temperatures, high winds and extreme dryness that characterize the Antarctic interior, a small number of hardy species dwell there. Certain mosses, leeches, and microscopic protozoa have adapted to the harsh conditions and are able to thrive. Which choice completes the text with the most logical transition? A. In addition. B. Specifically. C. Accordingly. D. Nevertheless.
Now let's look at the passage carefully. Let's analyze the passage and then we should be able to tell either it's going in for a contradictor, or we'll be going in for a cause and effect, or a continua. Both of them do you think we'll be going in for? Okay.
The continua.
Continua. Okay. So what will be some option if you are going in for continua?
Specifically.
Specifically. Okay. That's right. So let's move on to our last example. Then we close. Kelvin, please help us with the reading.
Healthy Arctic marine mammals have a thick layer of fat beneath their skin. Tropical marine mammals have very few fat reserves in their bodies. As a result, many of them dwell primarily in the warm waters that surround coral reefs. Which choice completes the text with the most logical transition? A. Therefore. B. Likewise. C. However. D. For instance.
All right. So looking at this example, we should be able to tell whether it's a contradictor, a cause and effect, or a continua. What do you think it is? Yes. It's a contradictor. Okay, Ajimai, what would be the answer if it's a however? So that is it. That brings us to the end of our transition today. I'm sure we would be able to meet same time next week. Bye bye for now.